Hey everyone, it's James. I'm in my studio here, just kind of screwing around. But the purpose of this video is kind of important. I've been putting it off for a while, but I have kind of an update on the future of James Steele Project going forward. Let's see, I haven't organized my thoughts kind of how to put this, but some of you have probably been wondering why, after we came out and we had some gigs and the project was rolling, and then our bass player Doc, for numerous good reasons, had moved to Arizona, and so we started looking for a bass player, and then of course COVID hit. This is sort of the compressed timeline, and then as COVID was coming out of it, another issue arose, and I have permission to talk about this. It's been ongoing for a while, but as you know, the primary members were Doc, who moved, and then Tracy and I, Tracy Tripp, on drums. And Tracy and I had played together for many, many years, going back to like our first bands together when we were just young pups. We were in a band called American Steel, and so he and I have played together for decades, off and on in different projects, and we're also very good friends, have been practically lifelong friends. And anyway, he gave me permission to talk about this. It's not life-threatening or super serious, but some time ago, he noticed a problem with one of his hands, his right hand, where he was having trouble tying shoes, couldn't pick certain things up, etc. And it was affecting his ability to play drums. Like, he can play basic sorts of things still, but complicated things, he would drop the drumstick, that kind of stuff. And he's seen doctors, and I'm not going to go deeply into his medical situation, because he has given me permission, but there's HIPAA laws and all this stuff, and due to his privacy, but he's not in any sort of real danger there. He's had doctors and specialists look at it, and he's been undergoing trying to rehab it, playing with his practice pads, various things to try and strengthen the ability to close the hand all the way with strength, etc. And so for the last maybe almost a year, several months, I've kind of put this on hold out of respect for our long friendship, and the hope that one day he'd call me and he'd go, "God, this is great. I was doing the squeeze ball thing, and it was working better, and I've been playing with my pads, and it's coming back." So, and that's what you do when you're friends with somebody, and for practically most of your life. And and Tracy reached a point with me, I guess, where he was okay with me moving on, and he said to me, "Look, you got to do what you got to do. You got to keep going forward. I can't play like I want to play right now." And I kept putting that off. I'm going, let's see, how it is in another month, etc. And in the meantime, I did have to put some feelers out, and there are certain people in San Diego that, I have kind of back channeled and said, "Look, here's what's going on with Tracy. Keep it to yourself. Would you be interested in stepping in?" And so I have, a few people I've contacted about playing drums if worst comes to worst, and then, bass players and whatever. But, I've been busy with other things too as well, doing a lot of writing now lately. But the live thing is going to have to go forward, and unfortunately it looks like it's going to have to go forward without Tracy on drums, and he knows about this, and like I said, I've been hesitant to move forward. Now, he was here the other day in the studio, and we were listening to some of the songs that are in stages of completion, and some are simple, and he's like, "Hey, I could play that." And I go, "Well, okay, well, that's cool." So he and I may work on some things from time to time, not to mention there are a few projects that have been recorded where Tracy played the drums on it before he started, developing his hand problem, and that might be something that will be released at some point. But the bottom line is, though, that moving forward for now anyway, James Steele Project is going to have to, get some new people. I'm going to have to audition, some bass players, and I've talked to a few already. Like I said, audition some drummers, reach out to them. I've reached out to some already. So it's a hard thing I needed to tell you about, and that's kind of why nothing's been going on in that area. Like I said, you hope against hope that you're for signs of improvement, but it hasn't happened. Tracy can still play drums, but the more challenging stuff with busy fills or complicated stuff, the stick may fly away. He has a difficult time. He can't do that at the moment. Like I said, I'm hoping, and I know Tracy is too, that changes. But like I said, I have his blessing to kind of move ahead, and that's what's going to be happening in the future. That's not to say, like I said, we won't work together and do some recordings of certain things that are simpler or things that have already been done with Tracy. But for the live thing, he and I are kind of, well, I hate to say part ways, but he's told me I can go forward this and I have to do that. And it's really tough. Like I said, we've been friends for many, 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 many years, decades. So just wanted to share with you that's what's going on as far as James Steele Project and doing live shows up to this point. So it's going to get back on track now with some new people. And I just wanted to share with you what's been happening. All right. So, keep Tracy in your prayers. He's a great guy. I think, Lord willing, he's going to wake up one day and go, hey, look at this. That's what I'm hoping and praying for. But, things have to move forward. So for now, James Steele Project is going to be having to move forward in a live sense with a new drummer. And so that's what I'll be working on, and wanted to share with you. And like I said, Tracy knows I'm going to make this video and explain it to all of you. So that's the news. All right. Thanks.